So let's read it together. Om Ajnanam Timrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurulmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamaham Dadati Sava Padantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Uttapad Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Sadbhutam Parijana Sahityam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishnabhanu Stute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha kalpatrubheva cha kripa sindhubheva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Let's pray within our heart that the Paramatma sitting and within our heart gives us the intelligence and the realization through which we can understand this subject matter. Krishna.
Prabhuji, is the in-person class happening? Hello?
Yes, just give me a minute. Yeah, I was just paying obeisances. Okay, so sorry, what was the question?
Is there in-person class happening today?
Yes, Mataji. Yes.
Okay. Yeah,
Yes,
my
yes.
daughter doesn't have class, so I am on my way to come.
Okay, yeah. We are happening in person class. Yes. Yeah, let me increase the volume a little bit. Okay. Yes. Okay. Hare Krishna, Shiva Prabhu, Nupur Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Okay, so we will start where we left off. So do you remember where did we leave last week? Yeah, so we had finished verse 7, but then we haven't gone over the translation, okay, of the 7 verses. So we only covered the translation of the 3 verses. So we will be going to directly to chapter 7.1. Yes, we'll go to the summary view. So if you click on this chapter 7, knowledge of the absolute, you get the summary view, right? This, okay, which is all the translation. So just because some of the folks are joining here for the first time, so we'll just read the first 3 verses, okay? So the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, now hear, O son of Pṛthā, how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me, with mind attached to me, you can know me in full, free from doubt. So some of the points was, so how by practicing yoga in full consciousness of me. So a lot of people, they practice yoga, right? People will see that they are meditating, they are, somebody is telling that, oh, I'm meditating on the sunya, means I'm just in the void, right? But here is what Krishna is telling: practicing yoga in full consciousness of me. So the people who are just, so these are the different things which over time the message has been diluted. People do the focus on nothing, right? There's nothing, right? So there is Krishna. Krishna is telling, practice consciousness of me, focus on me, and your mind attached to me. Krishna is telling, attach your mind to me, not to the sunya, and then you can know me. Then only you can know me in full. And when you know me in full, there won't be any doubt, free from doubt. Okay? So that's what Krishna is telling. That's the first verse. And and how all those things happen? By hearing. Takshanu. So we can only understand Krishna by hearing about him. Okay, by hearing about him. So hearing is the process, and within this verse, we had gone over the some of the references from Bhagavatam, which says how this science works, right? How by hearing, it goes in our heart, how our attachment to the world gets cut down, then the purification happens, then the more trust is developed, and so as we keep hearing, the more and the trust slowly start developing into love, and the love slowly start becoming pure, and ultimately that love become the purest. And that time we really know Krishna as the way he needs to be known. Okay, so just you can think, if I'm just want to see see, let's say Shiva Prabhu has come, and if I want to see him, and let's say my eyes are, I'm putting a glass which is dirty, right? I won't be able to see him. But slowly, as I'm cleaning this glass, and I'm learning about Shiva Prabhu, right? Who Shiva Prabhu is. Yes, Shiva Prabhu looks like this, Shiva Prabhu looks like that. Then amongst all these people, I'll see, oh, that is Shiva Prabhu. So that's exactly right. If Krishna comes in front of us, we won't know that he is Krishna. Okay, because we don't know who Krishna is. So we need to know Krishna, and to know Krishna, at the same time, we have to clean our heart. Then only we will be able to know Krishna and see Krishna and understand Krishna, free from doubt. Okay, so that was the first verse. Next verse: I shall now declare unto you in full this knowledge, both phenomenal and numinous. This being known, nothing further shall remain for you to know. So I shall now declare unto you in full. So again, the key word is in full. So we are going to learn about Krishna in full. This knowledge about Krishna, which covers both phenomenal. Does anybody remember what is phenomenal and what is numinous?
Material and spiritual.
Very good. So yes, what we can see and feel and observe, right? So those the phenomenal world, and the things which we don't see today or feel today, right? That all is spiritual. So both is material and is spiritual, and or you can say what we see and the realized knowledge, right? So science. What it says, knowledge and the science. So both. So this being known, once we know the whole manifestation and we get the realization about that, then this being known, nothing further shall remain for you to know. So we are going to get the full, complete knowledge. After this, there is nothing more to know. To go back to Godhead, to go back our home, right? While in the process, if you are learning C, we are learning C sharp, you are learning about running the business, you are learning about all other things. Those are not things are not going to take us back to Godhead, even though those are required to earn our livelihood in certain cases if we are in IT. But what is required to go back to Godhead, all that knowledge will be known, and how to, while we are living on this earth planet, how to live our life, that also will get to know. How to interact with the other people on this earth planet, will get to know. Everything we are going to know. through Krishna. Okay. Verse 3. Out of many thousands among men, one may endeavor for perfection, and of those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. So out of many thousands among men, so this bhakti yoga, it's lot of people, first of all, they think, I don't have time for this, I have better things to do. I have to work at this place. I have to run my business. I have to go for the dance classes. I have to do this. I have to do that. People are busy, right? So they don't even see the spiritual knowledge as something worth spending time. So out of many thousands among men, one may, so of those, one may think, oh, I think whatever I'm doing, why I'm doing it? Is there a purpose for it? Just I keep running from 8 to 8, day, same things are happening here and there. I'm earning some money, but again, same thing is happening. What is there something more to it? Oh, the one out of the thousands, many thousands, there is one person, and those are the person who are coming and trying to understand, and they come to Bhagavad Gita and they read it. And amongst those few people who are reading this, and why they are reading? Because they want to get to perfection. They want to know what is the purpose of life. It is just sleeping, eating, mating, defending, going to the work, coming back, getting married, producing children, getting the children married, and then they retire and go on vacation, and that's it, and die. Or there's something more to it. So the people who are looking for something more, that what is the purpose of life, they are looking for perfection in life. And amongst those people, hardly one knows me in truth. So it's a very confidential subject matter, that Krishna is going to reveal that kind of knowledge, which is very hard to understand. But if we are sincere, we are going to get to understand this knowledge. So we will be reading, but if we really want to know in truth, then we have to practice it. Okay? So knowledge plus practice both needs to be combined to really understand Krishna in full. So these are the three verses we read. Any question before we read the 4 to 7? All right. So let's start with the 4th. Sridhar Prabhu, want to read?
Sure. Earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intelligence, and false ego. Altogether, these 8 constitute
Constitute my
separated material energies.
Yeah. So now tell me, what are some of the key points which we can learn from this verse 4?
So, this is what I've happened to learn within the Discover Yourself class. What they mentioned is that the first 5 elements, that's what we are made up of, which is called as a gross body. And then the rest, the other 3, mind, intelligence, and false ego, those 3 make up a subtle body. And all together, they constitute, of course, there's another thing also that we talked about, but these are part of the entire constitution.
Very good. Okay, so what we understand, that these 8 things, right? So the first 5, those are called gross elements, right? And then the last 3, mind, intelligence, and false ego, those are called subtle. Subtle means we cannot touch it. We cannot touch it, but we can feel it. We can observe that phenomena, that if I'm able to recall something, there must be a storage unit. If I am able to, and that storage unit is mind. If I am able to discriminate between Sridhar Prabhu and Nitin Prabhu, there is some discrimination, there is intelligence. And then I feel that I am here. I am here, sitting here. I have become very rich person, and that's my false ego. Why it is false ego? If I say I have become a very rich person, why that's a false ego? It says false ego, right?
Right, yeah.
Because that's not true, Prabhu.
Okay. And
If
why
you
that is not
if you
true, Prabhuji?
identify if you identify yourself with the body, then you are rich, you are poor. But when you know your constitutional position, that you are part and parcel of Godhead, that doesn't really apply. Rich or poor doesn't apply.
Okay, so
Your
rich and
existence
poor.
as an
Mhm,
Atman, or like your
mhm,
existence as a
mhm,
spirit,
mhm.
doesn't discriminate based on these material possessions.
Okay, very good. That's one point. Any further points on that? Why it is a false ego? So Prabhu says that it's a false ego because if you look from the soul perspective, rich and poor, soul is by getting the dollar, it doesn't make soul rich. And not having the dollar doesn't make soul poor. Soul is a soul. What will so that's one perspective Prabhuji provided, and that's the reason when I say that I'm rich, that's a false ego. But I think there is something more we can draw from it.
So the attributes, whatever we are giving, like rich, poor, rich, beautiful, all those, they are pertaining to the body, material body, which will perish over the time.
Right.
So that itself indicates that is no way comparable.
Right.
Soul,
Right.
which is
Right.
different one.
Right.
So in that sense, I mean,
Okay,
it
that's
doesn't
what.
make any sense for soul.
Yeah, that's exactly what Prabhu was telling.
It's the same thing as saying like you identify yourself not with the gross body or that, but actually identify yourself with the soul. That is when you identify yourself with the soul, then it is a proper ego. And if you identify yourself with a body and
Then it's the false ego because body is not permanent. Body is temporary. If I am saying that I am, means then I am only for if I live for 100 years, then I am only for 100 years. After that, I am no more. Right? So there's a false ego, right? So that's one understanding. Other understanding I wanted to talk about, Hare Krishna Mataji. Other understanding I wanted to talk about is where the money is coming. The other understanding, where the money is coming from. Is it my money which I generated? Is it so? See, Bhagavad Gita talked about so far what we have understood that am I the only doer? Who are the other doers? When let's say you're doing a work and you become successful in whatever work you are doing. Were you the only doer? Or give example, Sridhar. Give example of a work which you have done recently where you were successful.
Anything is a team thingy. So it's not just one person, then the team would.
So there will be other people who are also helping, right? But the other thing which we don't see is the manifestation. Manifestation is time, place, circumstances. So you got the right team. Any dependency which may exist between the project that, oh, this thing is not working, that thing is not working, I didn't get my raw material, something happened, right? The things. So how those things are happening? Because the material nature is enabling those things to happen. So we don't see the hand of God, right? So the material manifestation in God in the shape of material manifestation is also helping us to do that work, right? So I'm not the only doer. All this money, all those things, ultimately is just money belongs to manifestation, to the Supreme. It just happened so that as the part of this action, and because I was entitled to, I was able to get that from that big pile which belongs to the manifestation. I was able to get little bit for me. So this bill, and then tomorrow if I die, this money will go to someone else. So from that perspective also, this money doesn't belong. That's I'm thinking false ego. I'm right now owning that money. Owning the money means it is under my care. In the custody. Yes, exactly. It is in the under custody of me. But tomorrow it will be under the custody of somebody else. Right? So from that perspective also, this is the false ego. So now these eight, altogether, these eight constitute my separated material energies. So what do we understand by this? My separated material energy. Sorry,
They all
Mataji?
come from Lord.
Of course, they all come from Lord. Okay, Mataji, tell me.
That God is like he's manifesting through these different forms of energy.
Right, right. So yes, so Lord has many energies, multifaceted energy. Okay, and he's telling these are my separated. Means, so there are energies which is
Part of it.
fit part of Lord, right? Which is, so of course it tells that Lord has many energies, and this energy this energy is also coming from the Lord, but it is separated. It's telling it's a separated energy. So it's called external energy, internal energy. So there are two categorization we can do, and then there is something which is tathastha in between, that marginal energy, right? So we can, because Lord has so many energies, we can do multiple categorization, and one of the categorization is external, internal, and something in between is called marginal, tathastha. Like on the tut, right? On the tut means which is on the
Banks of
bank of the river or water, right? The tathastha, right? So we can divide into three categories. So this is external energy. It got separated, but this energy has come from whom? From Krishna. He's telling that's my separated energy. Any other point?
Also tells that Lord is separate from these energies.
Lord is okay. We'll learn a little bit more. So Lord is not always separated. There is like a Lord. You will hear where the more advanced knowledge will be shared. That he will say that I am in everything, but at the same time I'm not in everything. So like how to understand that. So that time when the verse gets there, we will talk a little bit more. Right? So yes,
Yes, Prabhu.
he doesn't. So he has created this, but you can say he doesn't need to care about this. It has been created. It's there, and the energy is working by itself. Right? He doesn't need to bother about it. So that's what it means that I have created it. Energy will do its work. It's not that he has to monitor it. There's no need to monitor it. This energy is self-sufficient. And that's what we call energy. We call it Maya Devi. This is Maya. External energy is Maya Devi. It's always under the direction of Krishna. Krishna doesn't need to supervise, but she knows who's the boss. Okay?
No support required. No life support required.
Make sense, Prabhus? Okay.
The only part
Yes,
that
Prabhuji.
I'm not
Haan, Prabhuji,
so
bolo.
why is it separated? I thought it's all part of him. That's what he said, that everyone is part of me.
Yeah.
And every soul is part of me.
Okay, so we are talking about material manifestation, not the living entity. We haven't gone into living entity is the marginal energy. So we are not talking about the marginal energy.
Okay,
We'll come to the marginal energy. So right now he talked about one category of energy, which is the material world. Earth, all this planetary system, everything which has been created. He's talking about those things. Okay.
Prabhuji, here, earth, water, fire, all these elements are representing a body here, and the false ego is like these two are separated. Like
Sorry,
I'm not understanding this. That this earth, water, fire. If we combine these things, so our body is made of these things only, and
yes. So
and
we will come to, so our body is made of this, but not the soul.
okay.
Okay, so
Yes,
body
Prabhu.
is coming from this external energy, not the soul.
Okay, Prabhu.
Okay?
Yeah, Prabhu.
Yeah, okay. Good question. Okay, text 5. Punya Prabhu, you can read.
Besides this, O mighty armed Arjuna, there is another superior energy of mind, which comprises the living entities who are exploiting the resources of this material inferior nature.
Okay, so what is telling now? Tell me some key points from this verse. Okay, superior energy. That's the other category which is by talking about. Okay, what else?
And living entities are also form of an energy, which is separate from like the other inferior nature we just described in the above verse.
Very good. So we can learn that.
So yeah, there is a separation. There is superior and there's an inferior.
Inferior.
So that's what this.
Yeah. So there are two. So Krishna is talking about two categories. One is telling that material energy is considering to be inferior. Okay. And the superior energy, which includes living entities. And then he's telling that living entities, what he's telling? Who are? Sorry, what? Exploiting the resources of this material world. So we are exploiting the. So this is our. So this is the conditioning of the material of our conditioning, right? We are exploiting. We are exploiting. So by default, we are just exploiting. This is for me. This laptop is for me. This table is for me, right? This wife is for me. These children are for me. Everything is for me. Right? What else?
Depending on this material energy,
Mm-hmm.
in the sense like
Mm-hmm.
consuming, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. So here see the reference Prabhupada is giving one Srimad Bhagavatam verses. So Punya Prabhu, read this paragraph.
O Supreme Eternal, if the embodied living entities were eternal and all pervading like you, then they would not be under your control. But if the living entities are accepted as minute energies of your lordship, then they are at once subject to your supreme control. Therefore, real real liberation entails surrender by the living entities to your control, and that surrender will make them happy. In that constitutional position, only can they be controllers. Therefore, men with limited knowledge who advocate the monistic theory that God and living entities are equal in all respects are actually guided by a faulty and polluted opinion.
So what do you think? Which argument this Srimad Bhagavatam verse just defeated?
Right.
So
Advaita.
Mayavadi,
Advaita,
Advaita.
Mayavadi philosophy. So here, and who are Mayavad philosophers? See, how do you know who are Mayavad philosophers?
Who believes that if all of the conditioning is removed from a living entity, they become equal to God, or they're part and not part and parcel, they are like inseparable from the God.
So yeah, so one set of people will see that they will say that if you all keep practicing, we will also become God, right? And many of these people, you will be seeing they do like they will close their eyes, they will sit and they will focus on the sunnah, they are meditating. So that's their belief, and then that's one of the practice. The other practice is they will say that I'm not going to use anything in this world. All these things are troubling, right? Maya, these are all Maya. They won't use that. And so by just observing their behavior and you will talk who you are, who is God, they will tell that, hey, everybody is God. You can also become God. So you know that they are practicing Mayavad philosophy.
But Prabhu,
Yes,
I
Mataji.
wanted
Okay.
to,
Okay, so Prabhu, just hold on. Mataji here is speaking and then you can speak. Okay. Yes, Prabhu.
yes.
हाँ Aham Brahmasmi Soham. Yes, yes, yes. So yes, Aham. Yes. So not always. So see, there is a right understanding of Soham. Who is Soham, right? Who Soham? Yeah, I am the universe. Okay, and Aham Brahmasmi. I am the Brahman. So I am the Brahman. This means we are our understanding should be that I am part of the Brahman, part and parcel. So from that perspective, qualitatively, so this statement is not wrong. If I understand it, the quality, yes, true. I have the quality of the water, but I am not ocean. Understand? So that's how we have to be understood, and that's how we can resolve this conflict. Because when it's written in the Upanishad, somebody will say that you guys are making it up. But then you read the other part of the Upanishad, it says that who is supreme, and the supreme is talking like, see, this is also is talking about that what it means. Then how do I resolve the conflict? So this is how we resolve that. Don't try to understand that the Soham or Aham Brahma Asmi in as a single subject. Try to understand in a bigger whole. It's the part of the big knowledge. That's how one should understand it. Okay. Yes, Prabhuji. Punya Prabhu.
Prabhu, I just wanted to discuss that in the previous chapter when we were discussing, even if someone keeps meditating, then they become purified to get to know Krishna more. So even like someone practices, even Sunyavadi, once they realize Brahman, I think they are like better situated to understand Krishna more. Like I just wanted to put it on the table, Prabhu.
Okay. Okay. So, last week when Madhachan Prabhu mentioned that in Advaita, there are two sects. One is Brahmavadi, one is Shunyavadi, right? Brahmavadi, they know that Krishna exists, but they feel more connected with the Brahman. Okay. And those are the people, they keep practicing as you are telling. They will come to realization, and they get completely purified. And there is a verse in chapter 18, 1855. What is the verse? 1855, Prabhu. Just look it up. I just remembered and then I forgot. Brahma Bhuta Prashanna Atma. Na sochiti na kachiti. That's 1855, right?
54.
54.
Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na sochati na kamchati. Sama sarveshu bhuteshu madbhakti labhate param.
And the meaning is?
One who is thus transcendentally situated at once realizes the Supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful. He never laments or desires to have anything. He is equally disposed towards every living entity. In that state, he attains pure devotional service unto me.
Okay, so see, so those people, and then, but to become the devotee, that time they need the help. So after that, in 18 chapter we'll read, and the other in the 7 to between 12 also we'll read that's the time they once they get in association of a devotee, and that's time they start practicing the pure devotional service. Until then they have got purified, but they don't understand the devotional service. What is the pure devotional service? So those people, that's totally fine. They wanted to become a Brahmavadi, but then this Brahmavadi get attracted to become the worshipper
Bhakti
of
marg.
yeah, they become a worshipper of Krishna. And who are the example of those Brahmavadi? Some famous example.
Adi Shankara.
Adi Sankara, Prabhu, no, Adi Sankara came to internally he knew who the Govinda is, Govindam Adi Purusham, right? But he taught the philosophy of Advaita, right? And there was a reason. I don't want to go big. We have already talked about multiple times. Okay, but give me some other example.
Madhvacharya are talking, Prabhu, Visishta
No,
Advaita.
no. Madhvacharya came and he taught about the bhakti. So, like for example, 4 Kumaras. Have you heard about the 4 Kumaras? Like they were Sanat Kumar,
Sanat Sanjata.
right? So they are 4 brothers, Brahmaji's son, and when they were born, they were like they were happy in the Brahman. But then when they went to Vaikuntha, they got the smell of the tulsi leaf from which was on the feet of the Lord, and that attracted them. Oh, where the smell is coming, and then from there they become the bhakta. So that's one example. What is the other famous example? Sukdev Goswami. Right, Sukdev Goswami, when he came out of at 16 years, when he came out of the womb of his mother, he was like totally happy in the Brahman. Like he doesn't want, like, oh, nothing I want. But then when he heard the Bhagavatam, right, from his father, then he totally become a devotee. And then that Sukdev Goswami spoke Srimad Bhagavatam, the highest level of love for the Supreme. So these are some of the famous. There are other people who from the Brahmavadi they became the devotee. So they they start from that perspective, but they understand that this is how I should understand. But then there is the other sect which say that it's all sunyam, everything is like is just temporary, and you'll see some of those practitioners have become very famous right now in India. They are big Guru, Jagat Guru, and all. I'm not mentioning the name, but you can understand it, right? So
But
those
Prabhu,
things.
I just wanted to add one thing. Like they also seem to have the same reverence for Krishna, and they accept his authority. Is it like something confusing or?
So Prabhu, so see how how means if they are telling that they are accepting the authority of Krishna, are they saying that Krishna is the supreme, or they are telling Krishna is? So the other thing they talk about, Krishna comes under the when Krishna comes, he comes under the control of Maya. So we have to go a little deeper. Means yeah,
Got
means
it.
not every
Yeah,
every
yeah.
famous person is talking like that, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
there
Yes,
are
Prabhu.
few famous person.
I got your point, Prabhu.
Okay, so they say that Krishna is always, when he comes, he's under the control of Maya.
So people also say they don't believe in scriptures, they don't read.
Yeah. So they have made the comment that I don't read the scriptures. Basically, they are telling that all these are my realized knowledge, and whatever I am saying, I am true. I'm correct. That's what they are trying to say. But anyway, we don't need to go there. We just want to see what is written in Bhagavad Gita and what has been presented here. Okay. Okay. So next verse 6. Who would like to read? Anybody online?
Krishna Prabhu. So, all created beings have their source in these two natures. Of all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world, know for certain that I am both the origin and the dissolution.
So, okay, so while you were reading, Mataji was saying something. Just Pragya Mataji.
Sure.
Okay, Pragya Mataji, what you were talking about? Okay. So, okay, tell Nitin Prabhu.
So, as we understand that Krishna is the origin of all the manifestation, including spiritual and material. So, from Krishna comes the Purusha avatar in the eventually. And then Purusha avatar, Shirodakshaya Vishnu becomes the Paramatma. So Krishna has the three things like in the sun. Sun is a planet, sun is a actual, we see as a disk, and then we have sun as a sunlight. So similarly, Bhagwan has the three forms. One is Bhagwan, Paramatma, and Brahman. So Swayam Bhagwan, he's a Krishna is the original personality of Godhead. Then Paramatma, Shirodakshaya Vishnu. And then effulgence coming from Krishna's body becomes a Brahman. That is how you can explain.
Yeah. So Brahman is Krishna, means that, but that is not the only understanding, right? There are other. So three understanding of Krishna. Okay. No. Source of Brahman, and you will read, you will see one of the verse will coming. He'll say that I am the support of the Brahman in chapter 13, I think. Okay, you'll read. You'll means all those you are going to find answer for everything. Everything is supported in these 700 verses. And the Prabhupada will bring additional references from Bhagavatam and other book to make it even solid for us. Okay, so okay, again, Prabhu, read it again, Prabhuji. Translation, Seva Prabhu.
All created beings have their source in these two natures. Of all that is material and all that is spiritual in this world, know for certain that I am both origin and the dissolution.
Okay, so now what are some of the key points?
Source of beings comes from the two energies described above, nature and living energies.
Okay. Okay, so basically you're trying to go in this all created beings. So whatever has been created, right? They cannot come without the source, which is Krishna. Okay, so everything which is in this manifestation, which we can see or not see, if they are being, they have life. It is the source is Krishna, right? So they have the create source in these two natures. So between internal and external. So the life source is coming from Lord's internal energy, right? And the body is coming from the Lord's external energy. And together we are becoming the created beings. Okay. So let me put the power to this laptop. See, there is a power top. Yes, Prabhuji, yes. Yes, Mataji, bolo Mataji. Yeah, bolo Mataji. So yes, Mataji. So far, Krishna has talked about two categories, right? Uh, external energy, which is the through which you can say non-living thing, is the matter. That's the right word. Matter, non-living, is coming from the external energy of the Lord. Anything living, as well as the spiritual world, is coming from the internal energy of the Lord. Okay? And within the internal energy, just to make better understanding, you will hear later, not in these verses, that it can be divided into two. One is called marginal energy, so we are internal energy. In the pure state, we are internal energy, we are spiritual. But because we have come in touch with the matter, we become conditioned. And we become the consumers of these resources. The Lord is telling exploiting the nature, right? So that category then is called marginal energy. So we have the tendency to become influenced by the matter. Okay? Does it answer your question, Mataji? Yes. Yeah, Mataji, आप इधर ही बैठ सकते हो. If you come sit here. Yeah, Mataji के बगल में बैठ जाओ. And there is support. I know everybody needs the support when you're sitting for a long time. Prabhu, you can take that chair. It's okay. Are you sure? ऐसा दिख रहा है माताजी? बहुत क्लोज तो नहीं है. ठीक है. Okay. Now, okay. What else? So we just did one sentence. What next?
And source and dissolution of everything is Krishna.
Yes,
That's
even the origin and the dissolution, everything. So through this, what can we understand? So what have you heard? Who is the typically many times people call that he is the creator? Who is the creator? Brahma, right? But he's telling I am the origin. So wow, is that wrong? What do you think?
He's talking about creation of Brahma also, Prabhu.
Yes, he's origin. He's telling that Brahma also came from me. And then Krishna gave Brahma the raw material, which is this eight substances: earth, fire, air, ether, and mind, intelligence, and false ego, right? So original raw material was given to Brahmaji. And then Brahmaji used these to create this material manifestation. So it's not wrong. But that was only thinking that Brahmaji is the creator, that was an incomplete information. Now we're getting the complete. What Krishna says, I'm going to give you the complete information. Just we have to parse it a little bit. Okay. So origin. So you understood origin? So Brahmaji is the secondary creator. Krishna is the original creator. Okay. He's the secondary creator. And Krishna as Vishnu, even it doesn't touch it. That is the more advanced topic. Krishna doesn't really care about creating these things. He's generally care about enjoying. He's always playing the basuri, right? He's like enjoying. Okay. God means Ishmael is enjoyer. Why he has to work and create this all material world and all? Of course, his energy does everything, but to understand Krishna, when he expands as Vishnu, Vishnu does all those stuff. Okay, so origin. And what about the dissolution? What we hear that who is doing the dissolution?
Shiva.
Shiva. Now he's telling I am the origin of that also. Then who is Shiva?
Its form.
Yeah, Shiva is also an expansion of Vishnu, Krishna, in a way. Okay, but he has a different purpose. He has a different purpose. Shiva Tattva is very complicated. It's like a different category altogether, but ultimately has been expanded into that category. Just like we expanded as a marginal energy, Shiva Tattva is also expanded, right? And there is a Shiva is called Shiva. There is Swambhu. Then you must have Rudra. Everybody considers that they are all one. They're not one. They're different expansion of that energy, what we call as Shiv Tattva. Okay, Shiva Tattva. What we call that. So as we understand, you will understand Shiva Tattva also. That's the reason it creates a lot of confusion, and that, oh, they are Sivites, they follow Shiva. You are Vaishnava, you follow Vishnu, and Shiva and Vishnu followers fight each other. But Shiva and Vishnu, they are one and the same. They don't fight, but the followers fight. That's called.
We are discovering more.
Yeah.
Some basic information which from the beginning is that now I don't know how complicated that will be, but what I understood from always was Lord is one. So we created so many forms in that it has actually created so many confusions. That's one. Now when we again come to that basic concept that He is the Supreme,
Right.
it still interrupts our thinking so much that to make it one, because we have dispersed into so many different forms.
Yeah. So see, and that one also we have to understand. Of course, there's a variety in one also, because it's very hard to. We think that, oh, if I expand, oh, I expanded as my son, I expanded as my daughter, right? So now are they completely like me? They have got some trait, right? But there are traits which the Lord has given. So, but in the case of course, that example is not perfect example. But when Krishna is expanding, right? It is expanding from the same whole potency. So Krishna potency is not diminishing. Okay. And those potency, when they come, they are created for certain purpose. Right. So, and he will hear, like, as we like Balramji is an expansion, Vishnu is the expansion. There are different type of Vishnus. Shiva is also an expansion, right? But they are all different purposes, right? So from that perspective, it's all one, coming from one. Demigods are expansions, right? They're coming from one, right? We as a Jiva are expansions.
Sign itself gives the whole thing and the original.
And dissolution. Dissolution. Okay. So, so you understand what is telling? I am both the origin and dissolution. So, and then he's telling, know for certain. Know for certain. Certainty. It's not like, I guess so. There's no, so it's coming with certainty. I am telling you, this is the authentic line, right? So that's what he's talking about. And then you're reading for the first time? Okay. Yes, Mother. You'll see Bhagavad Gita. You'll start loving Bhagavad. You'll fall in love with Bhagavad Gita more than your husband. Eventually, that's the goal. That's the goal. That's the goal. Yeah. And for you also, Sridhar, you will fall more in love with than your wife. Ultimately, that's the goal. Okay. Okay. So,
small question.
Yes, Prabhuji,
so,
sorry.
Like so far we have seen Krishna's voice as this is my opinion couple of times in the previous chapters. But here Krishna is going with more assertive or authoritatively establishing. Is there a change in scene happening as well between these two chapters?
Very good point, Prabhu. Very good point. So whenever the decisions, like, so Krishna, he said that this is my opinion. But like in the 6.47, when he was telling of all the different yoga system, Bhakti yoga is the best. That is my opinion. He didn't say for certain, right? Why he didn't say? Because there is a free will, right? He wants us to pick and choose, right? He said, oh, Krishna said that, then people will blame him. Oh, Krishna said that's the reason I'm choosing that, right? But when he's giving the fact, he's telling that is certain. And now, of course, he's teaching about himself, right? So there is a better connection between him and from this context and Arjuna. So it is coming, everything is coming as more authoritative. Like when you are in love, you are like very direct with your wife. This is what I'm telling you. This is what I need. This is what I'm telling you, right? So Krishna is being more direct. That's what I would say.
Thank you, Prabhu.
And see, therefore, he is the original cause of all causes. So here, what Krishna is telling, I am the cause of all causes. Like origin, we said he is even the origin of Brahmaji and dissolution. Then see, Prabhupada gives from the Katha Upanishad. He also gives, and this is very famous. You will hear quite a bit. It's Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetanam. So it's from Katha Upanishad. He's saying that he is the original cause of all causes. So in Katha Upanishad also.
That's what it means.
Yes.
Nityo Nityanam means I am the eternal of the eternals. Of all the eternals, I am the topmost eternal, he's saying. Means of all the jivas, I am the super soul.
Jivas, who is
Nitya means eternal.
but who is referring to?
We are all jivas.
Okay.
Is of all the eternals, I am the topmost. Nityo Nityanam.
Prabhuji, please come here.
No.
Then they don't need to turn. I'm doing it for everybody. You come sit here, bro. Come sit here. See, I'm not even asking you to sit here. Please sit here. Come here. It will become easier. Okay, continue. Okay, I'm giving the order. Continue. Okay, I'll continue. Okay. Okay, so he's the original. Okay, so that's okay. So now we'll move to the.
Actually, that's a full Katha Upanishad. You can look at the full verse. Search for Nitya Nityanam. Copy that.
Yeah, we'll it will just go into okay. So next yeah, so who would like to read it? Pragya Mataji would like to read? No, Mataji, translation. Actually, want to try? Actually, it's a very nice verse. Read it. Nanya. It's not hard. It's to try. Yeah. Mani Gana Iva. Yeah.
Matta Parataram Nanyat Pinchidasati Dhananjaya. So, Mai Sarvam Vidam Protham Sutre Nigana Iva.
Okay.
You start doing it, then you
Yeah.
get it.
Yeah.
It's not that difficult.
Okay, Mat.
O conqueror of wealth, there is no truth superior to me. Everything rests upon me as pearls are strung on a thread.
Okay, so what are some of the key points here?
Why are you saying conqueror of health?
Wealth.
Dhananjaya.
Yeah, so the good question. Good question. So Prabhuji, question for you. Why here, especially Dhananjaya word is used? What context Dhananjaya word is used? That's the question.
What do you think? The word Dhananjaya means conqueror of wealth. Dhana means wealth. Jaya means winner or conqueror. That's what it means. Now, why Krishna uses this particular name for Arjuna here?
Yeah,
If you see
don't
throughout,
have anything.
throughout Bhagavad Gita, Krishna will address Arjuna with different, oh Pṛthā, oh Arjuna, right? Oh Dhananjaya, oh Savi Sachin, Anasuya, right? Like that, he comes up with different names. Why does he use the word Dhananjaya here?
Because he is getting this wisdom. That's what why he is saying conqueror of wealth. Because otherwise there is still fight of real wealth between Gaurav and Pandava. So I don't know whether he is better.
He's not building. Of all the wealth, what is the supreme most wealth? The knowledge of Krishna. Krishna is saying, because now you have conquered me, I'm going to reveal this confidential knowledge to you. Because you are my friend and my devotee, you are not envious of me. By your love, you have conquered me. I am willing to tell this. Normally, nobody knows. I don't reveal this truth. I don't tell all my opulences to everybody. Only people who are dear to me, I tell. Because Krishna is the supreme. He wants everything. He has everything. Now you have conquered me. I am giving you this knowledge. That's why he's saying conqueror of wealth. Is it okay?
Wonderful. Gauri Mataji said so. And one other point Prabhu made. All these names are very important,
Very
right?
relevant.
Very relevant when which names are being used. So it's a good question you asked. Okay. What are the other points? Let's do quickly.
The pearls are string on the where the thread is not visible, but the pearls are visible behind the river.
Yes. Yes. And what does it mean? So you said, okay, I am the string. Then what does it mean?
That's
Not visible.
The whole thing will fall apart.
We don't see him.
Yeah.
We don't see Krishna everywhere. But if Krishna is not there, nothing will exist in this world.
Yeah. So as you said
Everything
that.
will fall apart.
Yeah. Without him, everything will fall apart.
Everything is sustained by him.
Right. Everything. And that's the reason we were talking last time, the planet, they're moving, right? They're not colliding, everything. Because
We
that's
take it
Krishna.
out. We can say that it's by gravity, centrifugal, this thing, that thing, it's all running. Why? Why it is the way it is? We can say gravity. But why gravity is working that way? If you keep on asking the why, ultimately you have to stop somewhere. That why is the why, because he is supremely independent. That's the way he made it.
I'm feeling like how there is so much confusion in the world when there is something said by God written over there.
That is the problem. If people are so simple and ready to accept, we will not have issues.
Going.
Directly, it's given by him.
That's why I'm saying why we are so bewildered.
That is why, because we have misplaced intelligence.
There are forces creating confusion.
Our intelligence misplaced, that means we are stupid. That's what it means.
Yeah, so they are starting the other thing, Mataji, as you said, Soham, right? If we're starting, let's say I have been taught Aham Brahmasmi and I'm thinking I am the God. So what I'm coming, so now I'm reading Bhagavad Gita thinking that I am the God. Now I will read this. When he says everything rests on me, when I become the God, then it will rest on me. So they will misinterpret like that. That's the reason very important. Last time when Prabhuji said that,
Yes.
theoretically understand that who Krishna is. And now we are able to understand it correctly. Otherwise, we'll get to
By
the...
the time you understand Bhagavad fully with the assumption that Krishna is the supreme, then everything will fall in place. You will be able to resolve everything. Then everything will make sense.
Okay.
Another answer for your why is verse number 3.
What is Prabhuji?
Oh, yeah.
Verse number 3.
See.
Out of many thousand.
Yes. That's the other answer, right? It's just, yeah, that's so this it's like a plain English or plain Sanskrit is there, but it is packed. You have to come with the right attitude to understand it. Okay, let's go. What else? A simple sentence, what else? What are the other meanings? So
sometimes somebody can think that, oh, Krishna is fine, he is managing everything. Maybe there is something, the force above Krishna. Maybe Krishna is controlled by that force.
Yeah, I have heard that. So there is a friend who is Jain, follows Jainism, and they are saying, oh, Vaishnavas only can go up to Krishna, and they don't know where Krishna is came from. So we don't even believe in that. So like,
but he is telling Supreme, there's nothing
to me. Yeah, there's nothing. So you can ask this friend that, see, this is Bhagavad Gita is telling that there's nothing superior to me. Nothing. So basically what you're telling, yeah, nothing.
That means the buck stops there.
Yeah.
The Sarva Karana Krishna only is not saying.
That is our material understanding.
It is not only Krishna saying. Who is the topmost being in this our universe? Brahma. Brahma says the same thing.
Yes.
Ishvara Parama Krishna.
Yes.
Sachidananda Vigraha.
Yes.
Adi Govinda. Sarva Karana Karanam. Is the cause of all causes. There is nothing above him. Anadir means there is no beginning. Adir means the origin of everything.
And who said that one?
Brahma. The topmost being.
It's in Brahma
Samhita.
Okay.
Yes.
So we did that. There is no truth superior to me. We talked about everything rest upon me, right? As pearls are strung on a thread. So these are all the things we can, let's see with Prabhupada, what he has to say in these purport. Okay. So now here is the Prabhupada, and I would, as what I was said that for this method to work, everybody has to read the purport. You'll get more out of it. Okay. So next time I would expect that you can read ahead. Okay. You can read ahead. And you can always come up with your points that these are things which Prabhupada is making. That will be very wonderful thing. Even if you're not reading, let's say.
You can raise. I try to read this. Prabhupada, I'm not able to understand this. Prabhuji, can you?
Yeah. And or even after today finishing, you go and read it again. And if you come with the question, let's talk about it, right? So now, but I'll try to see. I'll try to quickly go and see what makes sense. So the Prabhupada is talking about the impersonalist. So what they argues on the strength of the Vedic version given in Swetavatra Upanishad, and he says in the material world, Brahma, the primeval living entity within the universe, is understood to be the supreme amongst the demigods, human beings, and lower animals. But beyond Brahma, there is the transcendence, who has no material form and is free from all material contamination. Anyone who can know him also becomes transcendental, but those who do not know him suffer the misery of this material world. So further the Prabhupada is bringing from the Upanishad, because a lot of people who believe only in the Vedas, they don't read the Puranas, right? They will argue. So in that case, Prabhupada uses the Veda itself to prove the point that, see, even these Upanishads are what they are telling, that Krishna is the origin, right? Krishna is the origin. And one who doesn't do it, they will suffer the misery of the material world. So by the way, and then because you just brought the Jain, and I don't want to go too much of detail, but Jain and Buddhism, you can go and do research. Those religion was not created, like their followers made it as religion. Okay, it's not considered to be
God did not
authentic.
come to create any
Yeah,
religion.
it's not authentic religion. Okay, it's not
God
authentic.
came to teach only one thing. He
Yeah.
wanted to stop it.
Yeah.
So
But
all
later, his followers created a religion called Ahimsa Parodharma. Ahimsa is never a Parodharma. Ahimsa is a Upadharma. Upadharma is one of the auxiliary principles. You can't be you can't be non-violent all the time. If an enemy is trying to come and kill you, be non-violent. You got to protect your life. That's what the word Bhagavad Gita is spoken in that situation. Because Arjuna wanted to become like Ahimsa, right? I want to give up. Krishna is saying no. Let's say I have taken up a job. What is the job? I have taken up signed up to be a police officer in Redmond, city of Redmond. And then somebody is trying to kill somebody. After going there, that person saying, shoot him down. Either he's trying to kill the innocent person. No. Ahimsa Parodharma. Can you say like that? If you sign up a job,
do your job.
You signed up yourself. That means you have to sometimes use violent means. That is the exact situation of Arjuna. Arjuna is a Kshatriya. He can't simply say, when there is adharmic activities are happening, he cannot just stand his face away and run away. So that is very important to understand that there are different types of dharmas. They're higher and higher, and different context, different hierarchy is there. Sometimes the lower principle has to be given up to uphold the higher principle. What is the highest principle? The words of God. And Krishna says, do this. That's it. The buck stops there. What is dharma? Whatever God reveals, that's dharma. That is why in the last verse you will see Dhritarashtra saying, wherever Krishna, wherever Arjuna, that is where the supreme morality is, supreme wealth is, all victory, everything is there wherever Krishna and Arjuna is there. Of course, God is not going to speak anything immoral. But whatever he says, that's what morality is. That's what dharma is. But you got to understand, the lower principle needs to be given to uphold the higher principle. All the rules and regulations, the do's and don'ts, ultimately culminates in one rule. All the do's, there are different do's, recommendation is there. Do like this, do like that. All of them have hierarchy, almost topmost, there is one rule, which is the topmost rule. Similarly, there are so many don'ts are there, but all the don'ts culminates in one don't. What is a do? Smartavyam sadatam Vishnur. Always remember Vishnu or Krishna. This is the topmost do. This is the king. All the other rules are maid servant of this rule. What is the topmost don't? Vismartavyam na jatushit. never forget Krishna. Always remember Krishna. That is the topmost do you can do. What is the topmost don't? Never forget Krishna.
Is it Krishna or Vishnu?
Krishna, there is no difference.
But what is
The
the
verse is talking Vishnu,
Okay.
but you have to understand Vishnu and Krishna, the same person.
But both are there. Same.
The same person. The verse says, Smartavyam sadatam Vishnu, Vismartavyam na jatuchit.
What is your full name?
Sridhara.
Last name?
Annapatula?
Annaputula. So Vishnu is Mr. Annaputula.
Okay.
Sridhar is Krishna.
Okay.
Got it?
Krishna.
Like that. You are not, means you are. We are all Krishnas. Okay. So just to explain that.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's okay.
And just now, Krishna told, there is no superior. Means
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. The other point I wanted to see here, see Prabhupada says that how you're telling Mataji, right, Pragya Mataji, that how sometimes why reading people will come to a different conclusion because see this word arupam is used and they will say arupam. The Mayavadi will say that like so what's Krishna what Prabhupada is telling, but this arupam is not impersonal. It indicates the transcendental form of eternity, bliss, and knowledge as described in Brahma Samhita quoted above, right? That so if people take it out of context, they will come to the Mayavad philosophy and it doesn't align. So here further other verses being referred from the Svetvatra Upanishad. So here again, Mataji, you can read this quote from these two paragraphs.
I know that Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is transcendental to all material conceptions of darkness, only he who knows him can transcend the bonds of birth and death. There is no way for liberation other than this knowledge of the Supreme Person. There is no truth superior to that Supreme Person because he is the supermost. He is smaller than smallest, and he is bigger than greater than greatest. He is situated as a silent tree, and he illumines the transcendental sky, and as a tree spreads its roots, he spread his extensive energies.
Right. So more references. Okay. So at this point of time, I will. So we will start from the 7.9 to we'll go see 7.9 to 7.15. Okay. So we covered up to 8. So here we be it physical science or spiritual science, training is needed to learn both. Many physical things cannot be seen without training. Then what to say about the spiritual matter? Right? So this is the learning that if we don't see doesn't mean that those things doesn't exist. If we get trained properly, then we will be able to understand it completely. So Bhagavad Gita is training us. It's a training manual, right? As we talked about, this is a manual for humanity. Now, so here, this is very nice. So now what you see, Lord is Paramatma, right? I'm sorry, Lord can interact with the Paramatma sitting in our heart, right? So now Arjuna is thinking. So as the verses are progressing, you won't see that Arjuna is asking more and more questions, but Krishna keeps speaking. How does Krishna is speaking? Because he can see what is the next doubt which is coming in Arjuna's mind. Okay, so now the example is going to when Krishna says mani ganava, mani ganiva, right? That I am the thread.
Ganeva.
Ganeva. Yeah, I am the thread of that pearl,
Okay.
right? Of that pearl. Then telling that, give me some example. So from the next 2-3 verses, or more actually, 8 to 15 actually, Krishna will be giving the example how we can understand that Krishna is that supporting thread. So we are going to see the example. So can you give me some example? So example, what we'll see that whenever we have the urge, whenever we have an urge or a need, we'll see that there is a fulfillment within this universe. You will read in DYS also. There's a fulfillment. So when we feel thirsty, there is water. So Krishna will tell that I am the taste in the water. Okay. When we need the light, There is a light. Krishna is still that I am the fire. Okay, so these are the essence what we are going to read. If Krishna is going to tell, okay, when the men and women come together, right? How the children are getting produced, the ability in men, the life is getting transferred. That ability is given by Krishna. He's telling, I am that ability. Okay, without that, men and women they come together, nothing will happen. And I am a heat in the fire. So these are the things. These are the things which we can understand what is the essence, how to understand Krishna. And now, now the next question comes: how Krishna controls the material world, right? So here Arjuna question is: then you are everywhere in everything, isn't it? So Krishna is telling, yes, I am in one sense everything, but I am independent. So this will go further, which Punya Prabhu is talking about. I am in one sense everything, but I am independent. So even though Krishna has created this material world, right? He is not bound by the material world. And this also defeats the Mayavad philosophy that when Krishna comes, he comes under the purview of the Maya. When Krishna appears in this material world, right? Then they argue that Krishna is under the control of Maya. But Krishna is telling that even though I have created this Maya, I am independent. Okay? So I am independent. So Krishna is controlling the material nature, and material nature is controlling everything within this world. So in a way, Krishna is controlling everything, but Krishna doesn't really need to care. He's independent. All this control is done by material nature, which is the external energy of Krishna. Make sense? Sridhar Prabhu?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So then the next question comes: how to come out of this clutches of Maya? So Krishna answered this question further, that okay, as we are coming under the control of Maya, how do we come out of it? Okay, so the question is, still people don't know you. This is the question Pragya Mata is telling. It is so simple, right? Why people are making different things? Okay, so why? So here, this is the answer why people come under why people get confused. Deluded by the three modes of the whole world does not know me. So these three modes which are created, which is the product of the material nature, due to that, we become confused.
What three modes is it talking?
Mode of goodness, mode of passion, mode of ignorance. Okay. So due to that, we become confused. And why we become confused? Because we wanted to become confused. Now you'll say that, oh, that doesn't make sense. I don't want to become confused. Then we have to check our desire. We have to honestly check our desire. Am I not trying to enjoy myself? Am I not looking for the happiness that my husband should take care of me all the time? My children should come and respect me. My neighbor should respect me, right? So we'll check that if our desire is still to satisfy me, that I am the center, then these three modes will come and they will act on us because we are looking for something for me. That is the role of the three modes, that whenever I am looking for something for myself, then these three modes will act on me. When I'll start looking for Krishna, then these three modes would not do anything to us. They cannot do anything to us because now we are trying to directly touch Krishna. And these three modes are servant of Krishna. So if I'm trying to touch the master, is the servant is going to bother me? No. Our desire is the main culprit, which is causing us to get impacted by these three modes of nature. Okay. And that's the reason he says that how we can come out of it only by surrender. And surrender means leaving out our desire, taking shelter of Krishna. Okay, leaving out our desire, taking shelter of Krishna. If it very hard. Yeah. But see, as you start getting this knowledge and you start practice is a must. You start practicing it, chanting, association, right? All those things, then what will happen? Slowly we'll start developing higher taste. We will develop our desire would start changing. Slowly, you see, your desire is already changing. right? You are serving, you are putting time, right? You are spending a lot of time on the mantra house, other things you are doing.
So like I have passion driving me everywhere.
Okay, so that's how have you become aware of your passion? Now you're looking that if people like the passion, I'm passionate, I can do it. Now you're thinking, no, passion is a negative thing. But now you're able to use that passion for Krishna service. That's exactly what we have to do. We have some propensity, and that's the reason why we are born. So passion is one of the strong thing in you. Now you're able to take that passion and use it for Krishna. Slowly that passion is going to purify you. Okay, that passion itself, that's the reason service is required. If you're not doing service, your passion is still there and you're just meditating, but passion is still there. You understand? So that's the reason this meditation, it doesn't work. And for us in this life, it doesn't work. So very important. Okay. Now, so we will now we'll go and read the verses. So up to 14. Okay, 8 to 14. And here we are going to read the verses also. रसोहम अपसु प्रभु नितिन प्रभु रीड करेंगे रीड करिए
रसोहम सुकौन्तेय
we'll repeat it. Prabhu will read one line and we'll repeat it. Okay,
I
so
can read
no, yeah, okay, Prabhu.
रसोहम सुकौन्तेय
रसोहम अपसु कौन्तेय
प्रभास्मि शशि सूर्यो
प्रभास्मि शशि सूर्यो
प्रणव सर्ववेदेषु
प्रणव सर्ववेदेषु
शब्दः खे पौरुषं ऋषु
शब्दवखे पौरुषं ऋषु.
Next.
Yeah, no, Prabhu. Okay, so here we will read the translation. So anybody online would like to read the translation?
O son of Kuntī, I am the taste of water, the light of the sun and the moon, the syllable Om in the Vedic mantras. I am the sound in ether and ability in man.
So see, these are the things. So how we can understand that Krishna is the money, is the thread in the pearl necklace? Is telling without the water, can we exist? The material manifestation doesn't. The living entity cannot exist. The plant cannot exist. The plant doesn't exist. What we are going to eat, right? Animal also won't exist because what they are going to eat, they will also die. So I can't even kill the animal and eat. Yes, Mataji. So because these things are really required for survival, right? So he's picking all the important things. And an example is that he's picking up all the things. Right? Everybody say that water is really needed. We say roti, kapda, or makan, right? So food is really needed. Water is the basic ingredient. Without that, no food will exist. So he's picking all the important things. He's telling that I am the taste in water. Then the next is telling, or okay, no, I will go to the what we used to do. Okay, so what is the what are the takeaway points? I want it to come from all of us. What are the takeaway points?
Basically, Krishna clarifying how he is spread across everything, material and spiritual.
Yeah, so here is mainly talking about the material, right? Taste of water. What are the other examples he gives? Light of the sun. Without the sun, the vegetation exists? No. Can we exist? No. So see, for our body to exist, for the whole manifestation to exist, we need the water, we need the sun and the moon. Do you know what is the function of the moon, by the way?
It supports the
It controls
the
tide creation.
What, Prabhuji? So
Scientifically, it's a tide creation.
it's a tide.
Tides. The tides in the water.
Oh, tide, and what the tide in the water does?
That I don't know.
Okay.
It controls the water, Prabhu.
It's control the water, okay? What
Water
else?
element.
Okay.
It is the source of medicine.
What is what, Mataji?
For the vegetation to grow.
Grow,
and,
yeah. Yes.
moonlight.
Yes. Okay. So Mataji says, so this is mentioned in the scripture itself, actually. The taste in the food comes through the moon. If there is no moon, we won't get the taste in the food, in the plant, right? When you eat apple, it's a sweet taste. The sweetness in that is coming because there's a moon. If there is no moon, yeah, people can do the experiment. They can remove the moon and then try to grow the plant and see whether it's tasty or not.
Sun only supports only food creation, but
The moon,
the
taste is given by the moon. That's energy of the moon. Okay.
Never heard that one. This is the
Yes.
first
So
time I'm hearing it.
yes. You'll hear a lot of things for the first time,
Oh,
Prabhu.
really?
Prabhu, medicine also comes from moon.
What,
It's
Prabhu?
medicine or
Medicine.
Oshadhi. Yeah.
Okay. Aushadhi. Yes. Okay. Okay. What next?
is also a root cause for the reproduction organism.
Reproduction organism. Okay. Okay.
That's why they say pregnant women should not be exposed to.
When there is the what do you call
Eclipse.
eclipse. Okay. So it's okay. Very good. Very good. So now you understand all the scientific thing. Okay. It's all very scientific. And then further, what Krishna is telling? This label.
Om.
Om. And what is the significance Om?
It's said to be the first sound originates from
Yes.
God.
Yes. When the Big Bang, what we call the Big Bang, that sound, that's Om. And what I've also heard that when as this universe is moving with the speed, that sound, if somebody is able to tune to that sound, they will hear this sound Om. It makes the sound like so. But we are not pure, so we cannot. But the meditator who can really meditate purely, they can hear that sound Om. So it's the originating sound. Through that, all the sounds have been created. So just think that Om sounds, that syllable itself is the creation of all the Shabda Brahman. Right? And then I am the sound in the ether and the ability in man. All these examples.
So,
Yes,
if
Mataji.
somebody saying Krishna,
Are
are the same.
So, okay, anybody would like to comment on that?
Genuine confusion.
No? You're going somewhere, Babuji? Will be, okay, we have the class, okay. From 6. 6. Okay. Okay, the Prabhu, before Prabhu leaves, we'll ask one question to Prabhu, okay? Yeah, last words of Prabhu. So Prabhu, Mataji's question is the sound Om is coming from Krishna and Krishna name, is that both the same or different?
Om is Krishna, represents Krishna. Krishna is also Krishna. There's no difference. But the name Krishna is more personal.
It's more dear to him.
It's not more dear to him, it's dear to all of us. Actually, the Lord has many names. Okay. Each name actually represent certain attribute or quality of the Supreme. Om means the source of all sound vibration. That's what Om is. Of all the sound vibration, I am Om. Pranava is saying. Now, similarly, it has many characteristics, all pervading. Vishnu means all pervading. Sridhara means one who possesses Shri in his heart. Like that, he has every different attributes of the Lord is described by different names. Of all these names, there is one name, is prime. Means Krishna means all attractive. That means he possesses everything and he is all attractive. That's what Krishna means. But Om is also Krishna, but it is not it's not a personal name.
But still you are thinking about.
Yes, ultimately, generally people think that Om is the root of all sound. All sound starts from Avu Im Om. But you have to understand that actually is Krishna's energy. It is like called a software developer versus called Sridhar. There's a difference, no?
Yeah.
One sense, in the context, software developer Sridhar same.
Yes.
One is like impersonal is attribute. Another is like personal attribute. But in a group called a dev. It's actually mixed. It's like Om means it's like a dev. Because he's the one writing all the code. So like that Om represents Krishna. It's his energy. But the names are what they call more personal, specific attribute. So, but all mantras in general starts with Om. But in generally, the Om, any mantra starts with Om. In order to recite that, you need to have certain qualification. You need to have certain level of standards, maintain certain level of cleanliness, certain purity you have to maintain to chant the mantras which starts with Om. That is Krishna's names. That restriction is not there. Because he is very compassionate.
You actually answered one of my questions that I was about to ask you.
Yeah.
Which is like, instead of chanting Hare Krishna, Hare, that small thing, why can't I just say Om and I'm done with one? And so
You can think like that, but as I said, Krishna has all names. All names are very powerful. You can chant any names. But in this time period of Kali Yuga, these 16 names, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama
Rama Hare Hare.
Iti Sodashaka Namnam Kali Kalmasha Nashanam Mata Paratara Upayat Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate. Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate means Sarva Veda means if you search all the Vedas. Drishyate means seeing. If you look at all aspects of the Veda, Sarva Vedeshu Drishyate. Nata Paratara Upayat, there is no superior means. Upaya means. Nata Paratara Upayat, there is no superior means. For what? Kali Kalmasha Nashanam. To destroy the evil effects of Kali. What? These Iti Sodashaka Namna. These 16 names.
It's a dose of medicine. You have to take this much dose of medicine.
Because all the other medicines are little low dose. This is the heavy dose. Because in Kali Yuga, the disease is strong. This heavy dose, all the things will work. It will be working very slowly. This will work effectively, immediately.
So this is also part of
This is part of Upanishad, not Bhagavad. This is there is Upanishad, Kali Shantarana Upanishad. In that Upanishad, Brahmaji is giving this instruction to Narada Muni. In the conversation, Narada Muni is going and asking his father, his Guru, oh my dear father, Kali age is going to start soon. It's very difficult time for people. How can people can take shelter in Kali? How they can counteract the evil effects of Kali? For that, Brahmaji is answering, oh, it's simple. Chant the names of the Lord. God has many names. Which one to chant? Narada Muni is asking, Lord has 1,000 names are there, Sakshanam. Like that many people are impatient in Kali Yuga. Which one to chant? Then at that time he reveals this mantra. So this is the most effective. As I said, Om, any mantra which starts with Om, that means you need to be super careful. There are certain mantras needs to be only Brahmanas and twice born. You have to be initiated. You have to maintain certain purity. Whereas Hare Krishna Mahamantra, anywhere, anybody, anything, anybody can chant. Still they will get the benefit.
Very wonderful. Wonderful. Yeah, Prabhu, time. Yeah, it will take you 20 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
you will be here again next week.
19 minutes. Hare Krishna.
Very good, Swati.
I'm coming to devoids next Saturday.
Yeah. I'll see you there. I've already met him in the last class.
I was in his neighboring class. Hare Krishna. Thank you. Please continue. This is such an important chapter.
Next class will happen in my house.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
Please.
so Prabhu, you can come and give the class if you have no there's no other class for you next week, right? Not yet.
I think
In the evening? Okay. Yes.
next time.
So device, device is
Summer.
device is the harder class.
No, he will come next week or no?
She's expecting you to come to her house.
I know. Next week I'm doing a class in the temple. Same time.
Same time.
It's for beginners class.
We can change the date. Tell me when you are available.
Mataji wants you to come to her house.
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
We can do lunchtime.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can do lunchtime.
Okay.
Yeah.
करेगा श्रीधर प्रभु लंच टाइम चलेगा ना काम ओके लंच चलेगा माता जी लंच for everybody here lunch
Mataji, she had that.
okay that's good she brought the topic she got the agreement right now right
You just got him.
Prabhuji.
Let's change the timeline.
yeah sorry Mataji anybody is trying to speak
Yeah, Prabhuji, I have one request. Like when we are doing at Pragya Mataji house, can we do in afternoon? Because at 5:30 I have to take my kid.
yes
to the
Mataji that's
temple.
exactly what we are talking about
Okay.
at Pragya Mataji's house we'll do the class so we will have the lunch and then we do the class okay so it will finish before that because Prabhu also has to go for the class okay
Okay. Prabhuji.
okay so
Yeah.
we'll come up with the time we'll let everybody know but next week we are doing the class at Pragya Mataji's house during the noon time and Madhushan Prabhu will be there to take the class okay so you all come in everybody is required to come in person though other than the people who cannot yeah
Coming in person makes a huge difference.
Huge difference.
As much as possible, please try to come in person.
okay
I guess it's good to RSVP her so that way she knows how many people are.
yeah
Thank you very much.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
This is such an important thing. 7th chapter, knowledge of the absolute. Krishna is directly revealing. So there is nothing superior you will not get. The Supreme itself is giving the supreme knowledge. So this chapter, we can memorize the whole chapter.
Prabhu has memorized the whole chapter yeah he has memorized the whole chapter yes
It's a nice chapter. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna
Only 30 verses.
Hari Bol Prabhuji. Jai Prabhuji. Jai Hari Bol. Hari Bol. Okay. So let's yes Prabhuji 7.9. So I think if you all can stay I think 10-15 minutes we'll try to cover the up to 14 if possible okay so we can start from there.
Punyo gandha prithvyam
Prithvyam cha
sorry. Punyo gandha prithvyam cha
Punyo Gandham Prithvyam cha
tejasmi vibhavaso
Tejas Shashmi Vibhavasho
jivanam sarvabhuteshu
Jivanam Sarvabhuteshu
tapaschasmi tapashvishu.
Tapashyasmi Tapashvishu. Shiva Prabhuji in this room. Shiva Prabhuji, yeah, please read the translation.
I am the original fragrance of the earth, and I am the heat in the fire. I am the life of all that lives, and I am the penance of all ascetics.
Very good. Okay, so what are the key points? Very straightforward verses. Quick.
Basically saying that I'm there everywhere.
Of course, that is the general statement. That's just like a Om. That's a general statement, right? Okay. So here what
Key
Krishna is talking about.
properties, key essence of each of the elements described here: earth, heat, life, or a living being, and ascetics is Krishna.
Okay. So see so if we just go the first sentence, I am the original fragrance of the earth. So you have felt that there is a fragrance in the earth. Especially when it rains, you can after a long time you can feel the fragrance, right? The smell is there. My son, when he goes to India, he says that a smell of India. So he feels a different kind of a smell when he goes to India. So there, like we say, mitti mein smell hoti, right? So there is a different kind of a smell in the different places also. right? So Krishna is the fragrance of that earth. That fragrance is coming from Krishna. Okay, I am the heat in fire. So the fire is there, but the heat, the property, which is the main thing, which that's the reason why everything becomes, if we can cook, or the vegetation will grow. The heat is needed. That's how the photosynthesis would happen. He is the heat. If there is no heat, the fire will be useless. Like cool fire, it would be useless. Okay, and I am the life. I am the life of all that lives. So he's the life of everything, any living thing. He is the life. Without that, nothing will exist. Okay, and I am the penances of all ascetics. So we see all the sadhu, like all the saints. And they are doing the penances. They are like doing the tapa for so long. They are doing all this austerity. He's telling, I am that. Because we really, how anybody can not live without the food? How anybody can live without the air? How they can do that? That ability, that determination, everything is coming from Krishna.
So does it also mean breath itself is Krishna? Is that what the first sentence talks about? Only fragrance.
No, the life of
It
all
talks
the
about
lives.
only fragrance or the breath itself?
Breathe.
Breathing ability.
Oh, that air. Yeah, that's it. We have the life air, right? So that life air, of course, it is um, at the subtle level. That life air is a subtle layer, and we know that is also the energy of Krishna. Okay, that is also the energy of Krishna. So it is the energy of Krishna. But here it is specifically talking about the fragrance of the earth. Okay, so in the fragrance of the earth, fragrance of the flower, earth, right? All those things, everything in the material world has a certain flavor of fragrance, as the flavor and fragrance in the flower, or in the earth, in water, in fire, in air. So all those things, right? Okay, so and this Punya Prabhu's name, right? Punya Prabhu, your name is seems coming from Punya means that which is not decomposed. Punya means original. Punya Prabhu name is also coming from here. Okay, verse 10, Prabhu.
बीजं मां सर्वभूतानां
Bijam mam sarvabhutanam
विद्धि पार्थ सनातनम्
Vidhi Partha Sanatanam
बुद्धिर्बुद्धिमतामस्मि
Buddhi Buddhi Matamasmi
तेजस्तेजस्वा नामहम्
Tejas Tejas Vinamaham. Okay, read.
O son of Pṛthā, know that I am the original seed of all existence, the intelligence of the intelligent, and the prowess of all powerful men.
Okay, what is the sound? The takeaway?
He is the original seed
Is a seed of
all the material creation, spiritual creation.
creations.
So just like with the seed, the plant, the tree grows, right? He's telling that I am the original seed of all existence. Without him, the existence would cease to exist. Cease to exist. Okay? And then he's telling the intelligence, you have to read Prabhuji, the intelligence of the intelligent and the prowess of all powerful men. So we really like the intelligent people. We really like the powerful people. All those, their abilities coming from Krishna, right? So that's how we can understand it. And then here you see Prabhupada talks about the Vedic literature, Katha Upanishad. He is the prime eternal among all eternals. He is the supreme living entity of all living entities. He alone is maintaining all life. One cannot do anything without intelligence. And Krishna also says that he is the root of all intelligence. Unless a person is intelligent, he cannot understand the supreme personality of Godhead Krishna. So without intelligence, we cannot even understand this book. So we are reading that intelligence, we can feel. So this spiritual intelligence, which is talking about that I want to know about me, that is Krishna's. Even our material intelligence, but that is um, mixed with the material desire, right? So we don't call that, even though everything, all the ability is from Krishna, right? But this, especially the spiritual intelligence, that's Krishna. Okay. Prabhu, you can read Prabhuji whenever you want. Okay. Okay. 11 Prabhuji.
Balam balavantam chaham
Balam balvatam chaham
kamaraga vivarjitam
Kamaraga Vivarjitam
dharma viruddha bhuteshu
Dharma Viruddha Bhuteshu
kamosmi bharatarshava.
Kamo Ashmi Bharatar Sabha. Read, Prabhuji.
I am the strength of the strong, devoid of passion and desire. I am the sex life which is not contrary to religious principles, O Lord of Bharatas, Arjuna.
Oh, Lord of the Bharatas. Okay, so that's Bharatas. Lord of the Bharatas here is being referred to Arjun. So what are the some key point? Okay, let me quickly go over it. So here is telling, I am the strength. So we like all the strong people, the strength. It is coming from Krishna, which is devoid of passion and desire, right? So even the people who are in the mode of like um, sense of duty, right? Like, okay, I would like for Arjun, he has to protect the kingdom. He has to fight. That strength is coming from Krishna. If somebody say that, oh, I am born very, very strong, right? The strength is coming from Krishna. And other, I am the sex life, which is not contrary to religious principle. So this is very important. So virodho, right? It says dharma virodho. So he is the sex life, which is not against which is not contrary to religious principle. Why he says that? So of course, the first thing is the ability. Without that sex desire, uh, um, to produce the offspring, this manifestation cannot exist, right? So that desire is coming. But if that desire is not contrary to religious principle, so if people say that, oh, I have the sex desire, that's the reason I want to go and intermingle with everybody. I want to have many girlfriends or many boyfriends. That is against the religious principle. So the religious principle is, yes, one should get married in a sacred life, in a sacred married life. Then you procreate God conscious children.
So, they're probably going deeper over here.
Mm-hmm.
Where is the religion when he's talking about? There is no religion when he was giving this Bhagavad Gita.
No, I think it's a problem of translation. It is saying
Dharma
religious.
aviridho.
Yeah, yeah.
Religious.
So here, yeah, this is,
Yes, okay.
yeah. So dharma here, don't take as a religion. Dharma. So dharma. Okay. So what is the meaning of dharma?
Doing the right thing.
Yeah. So dharma, we make it like a religion. That is a mix of rituals.
Yeah.
That's what we think. But that's not the correct understanding.
Okay.
Dharma is what is our intrinsic nature.
Righteous principle.
Yeah. What we have to do. Dharma. That is intrinsic nature, right? So our dharma is to serve the Lord. That gives the most satisfaction. The dharma of water is to quench the thirst. Dharma of fire is to burn, right? So from that perspective, sex, yeah, sex life is important, but it is to, in the sacred relationship, to produce the God conscious children. So if I'm just meeting with my wife and just producing the children just like left and right, and all the children are becoming nuisance to the society, that is not dharma. And then I didn't do my duty properly. So when we are producing the child, it is a very responsible business, right? That we have to take care of them to produce, right? So basically a controlled sex life. So that's also Krishna. Okay, and then 12, Prabhuji.
Ye chaiva satvika bhava.
Ye chaiva satvika bhava.
Raja sasta masachaye.
Rajasta tamasaschaye.
Matta eva titan vidhi.
Matta eva titan vidhi.
Natvam teshu te mayi.
Natvam teva te mahi.
Know that all states of being, be they be goodness, passion, or ignorance, are manifested by my energy. I am in one sense everything, but I am independent. I am not under the modes of material nature, for they, on the contrary, are within me.
Okay. So what are some of the key points?
Talking about all the three modes.
Mm-hmm. So all these three modes is Krishna, right? It is coming through the Krishna's energy. Know that all state of being, be that of goodness, passion, ignorance, are manifest by my energy, external energy, right?
Why is the ignorance part of it, and I mean, goodness and passion I can understand,
Mm-hmm.
but ignorance, even that's the negative part of it, even that's coming from him.
Everything is coming from Krishna.
No, I thought that part of it might be coming from Maya.
Okay.
What I thought.
So
But of course,
Maya is also Krishna's energy.
right, okay.
Okay.
But then there is a separation of it comes from him versus what comes from Maya.
So see, Maya is Krishna energy. So we think that Maya is a bad thing. That's the reason you are asking this question, because hey, Krishna means good things.
Right.
Maya is bad.
Right.
Then that's the reason it's maybe separated. But see, what is the purpose of Maya?
Understand things better and go.
Yeah, she is
To
here
test
to
us,
shake.
Prabhu.
Yes, Punya Prabhu, bolo.
No, to test us so that we withstand the
Yeah, so
all.
yeah, so basically her role is to send us back to Godhead.
Right.
Yeah, that's the reason she's shaking. So she is doing a thankless job. So she's like a strong supervisor or a manager, like a strict manager. You hate the strict manager, but the manager wants you to do really well so that you get a good review. But throughout the review cycle, you hate him or hate her. Very hard taskmaster. But then at the end, oh, you did this. Oh, Shiva should get a promotion, right? So Maya Devi is just like that. Okay, so even the ignorance. So ignorance is one of the example of the mode of ignorance is sleep. If you don't get the sleep, will your body survive? That is also needed. That is also needed, right? But then we understand that, oh, I need to focus more on the mode of goodness and then further even transcend that mode of goodness. So first I have to come to the mode of goodness. So people are able to control. So initially, let's say you're sleeping for 12 hours. A lot of people sleep for 12 hours. So at least on weekends, they will sleep for 12 or 10 hours. Then we understand why I'm sleeping so much. What is really needed? Maybe 6 hours will be sufficient. So 6 hours, they try to manage 6 hours, but the children needs to sleep a little bit more, or 8 hours for them. That's fine. Whatever is required. What is not what I want. So that is mode of ignorance is, again, is all those modes are there. They have the purpose. Okay. But once we becomes aware, right, then we say the mode of ignorance is not good for my progress towards Krishna consciousness. I should be drinking. So mode of ignorance is I'm going, drinking, spending time in the bar, just roaming around, not doing anything. Those are just wasting time, right? So all these are my energy. I am in one sense everything, but I am independent. So he's everything. So this answers Pragya Mataji's question also. So see, in one sense, or even Sridhar question, right? He's everything. Even Maya, he's Maya Devi also. But he's independent of the, once he creates the material, that's the reason it's called the external energy. Once he creates the material and manifestation, he's independent. It is now Maya Devi, you are there in charge, you run it. Of course, it is already Krishna when he scripted it, how the Maya Devi has to run. So he has given the programming that this is Maya Devi, your job is to bring Deepak back to me. Whenever he's sleeping, make sure you wake him up, shake him up. He doesn't wake up, give him a jerk, bang him, right? So that's what Maya Devi is trying to do. Okay? I am not under the modes of material nature. Again, this defeats the Mayavadi philosophy. That Krishna is not coming when he is appearing, he is not coming under the mode of material nature. For they, on the contrary, are within me. So mode of nature, on the contrary, are within Krishna. So material nature is operating, but is always under the control. Of course, Krishna is, but Krishna at the same time saying, I am independent. Means material nature is not controlling him. He is independent. Whatever he likes, he can do. Or whatever he likes, material nature will do, material nature will do.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things that they show in the movies is where Vishnu opens his mouth and the entire world is seen, and you know that, right? I don't know whether you're aware of that.
Yeah.
He opens the mouth because, like, his mom.
Yeah, yes. The Leela, yes. Exactly. Yes. So here see in the purport, therefore he is nirguna, right? So when Krishna is called, so this is the other many times people say that, Krishna doesn't have a form. Why he doesn't have a form? Because the some of the verses call him nirguna, means he doesn't have any guna. Now, how to correctly understand is from this verse. What Krishna is telling, all these modes are coming from me, but I am independent. So he is nirguna of these goodness, coming under the control of goodness, passion on ignorance. That is how we understand. That nirguna doesn't mean that he doesn't have a form. Because arupam and nirguna, if somebody reads that, you see in the Bhagavad Gita it says arupam, means Krishna doesn't have a form. Oh, see, in Bhagavad Gita itself is nirguna, means he doesn't have a guna. It means that he doesn't have a form. Because when you have a form, then you will have a guna. And people, that's become the Mayavad philosophy. Now see how the misrepresentation happens, how to understand it properly, that he is nirguna because he is independent. Why nirguna is being talked about? It is being talked in the context that he doesn't get influenced by these three modes. Even though he's created these three modes, is not impacted by those three modes. Very important.
Krishna comes with his swarup. His swarup is spiritual, Sachit Ananda. And Krishna's body is never made of any material elements. So hence, he's never under the influence of modes of material nature.
But in this world, we will not be able to be like that. We will always be affected by one or other gunas.
Correct, because we are tied to the material conditions.
So either we will have pap or we will have punya because of the gunas, right? Because it's connected with the results of the karmas also, which we do because of these.
Correct. The third one we are studying in Bhagavad Gita is akarma.
Yeah.
So we'll be beyond that if we were to do akarma.
Yeah, so just to add what Prabhu is talking about. So you're telling that we have three gunas, right? And these three guna, corresponding to that, the gunas exist in the material world. And they gunas act and attract. Let's say if I'm in a mode of, I have ignorance. So that mode of ignorance will act and make me sleep more or do all the stupid things.
Yes.
Right? Now, once I'm getting the knowledge, then you're becoming aware of that guna. Right? So slowly you transcend that guna. So we change our nature that I'm not in a mode of ignorance. I am Krishna's. I'm soul. Okay. I don't have but still there's some desire. So I'm converting into the desire for Krishna. So now as I'm doing it, I'm coming into the mode of goodness. And now when I start doing all my work, even in the mode of goodness and offering the result to Krishna, then it is beyond goodness also. So that calls transcending. Now, when I transcend that, then these three mode doesn't act on me. Just like it's like a magnetic relationship. So if I'm not within that magnetic field, then these magnetic field which exist in the manifestation won't act on me. So now that's called purity. So as you are saying, hey, when we are here born, am I always going to have these gunas? Once we become pure, these gunas, even though it's there within your body, is non-existent. You become neutral state. Right? So basically, even though we will use our propensity to do work for Krishna. So now let's say example, you are doing a service. You're saying my passion is driving me. But then slowly that won't be a passion. That will be your love will be driving that work. Then what is love? Love is the mode of passion or mode of ignorance or mode of goodness? What is love? Not any of these things. So love is driving your work. So it will change from mode of passion to mode of passion to love. I am doing the work for Krishna because I want to satisfy Krishna. Propensity is still there. What?
That is also.
Okay, it's Paramatma. As you get purified, Paramatma will tell you. Okay, and your guru, if you take the shelter of a guru, so in this case, Prabhupada is acting as our guru, right? But let's say you keep making progress, you take initiation. So through the blessing of the guru, the Paramatma will tell you what is the right thing. You'll say, I want to do this service, I want to do that. So Paramatma will tell you. Okay. Okay, Prabhu.
That question will be also answered in the next verse, 7.4.
Go through, yeah.
Tribhir gunamair bhaver.
Tribhir gunamair bhaver.
Ebhi sarvam idam jagat.
Ebhim sarvam idam jagat.
Mohitam No mohitam na bhijata janati.
Mohitam na bhajanati.
Mamebhya param avyayam.
Mamevya paramavyayam.
Deluded by three modes, goodness, passion, and ignorance, the whole world does not know me, who am above the modes and inexhaustible.
So what? So it's very clear or not? Tell me what is the meaning of this? Anybody?
Krishna is not revealing, or we are not realizing Krishna because of these three modes.
Very good. So it's like a veil. So these three modes are like a veil. It is covering us. Krishna exists in the pure form. It's not covering Krishna. It is covering us. So we are not able to see Krishna. It's just like, see that if it is a cloudy, do we see the sun? Does it mean the sun exists? Sun exists. It's not the sun is covered. The cloud is covering me. Cloud is covering me. So this mode of goodness, passion, ignorance are just like cloud. And those modes just keep us covered so we don't see Krishna. Even though he's telling that he's because he's above the modes and he's inexhaustible. Inexhaustible. It's not that, Krishna is here, so Krishna is not there. He's everywhere. He impregnates everything.
Just like ocean, you take a bucket of water, still ocean is still ocean. So like that. Now, even he spends all his energy does not exhaust.
So here's what there are many different kinds of living entities: human beings, demigods, animals, and each and every one of them is under the influence of material nature. So even the demigods, they also comes under the influence of material nature, but they have a higher intelligence, more pious, more intellect. So if they can better control themselves if they like. But they also sometimes demigods. All that's the reason Indraji does sometimes stupid things, right? So because he is also coming under the mode of nature. Are you going? Okay. Do I need to get the laser cut? Last verse, Prabhuji.
Daivi hesha gunamayi.
Devi hai sa gunmai.
Mama maya durattaya.
Man maya durataya.
Mame vaye prapadyante.
Mame vaya prapadyante.
Maya metam tarantite.
Maya me tam tarantite.
This divine energy of mind, consisting of three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it.
Wow. See the answer, right? The answer there it is that in general, was okay. You tell me what is some of the takeaway?
It's very difficult to overcome this material nature.
Surrender, Prabhu.
Surrender, yeah. And surrender means
Believing
Like,
just believing is not going to help.
Then I said believing and doing everything.
Yes, so changing our desire for Krishna. So if I want to enjoy myself, I want to give pleasure to Krishna. So I'll do everything for Krishna. That's surrender. Surrender means servant. I have to become a servant. So if you have a good servant and whose servant is very surrendered to you, then servant will know what Sridhar wants. You don't need to even tell him. He will know exactly what you want. And he will always be ahead of you to make sure, Sridhar is going for office, water is there. Sridhar bag is ready. Sridhar shoes are ready. His shoes are clean. Car has been started. It's warm. That's the perfect servant. That's how one will become. You want to please Krishna. Okay? So this divine energy of mind consisting of these three modes of material nature is difficult to overcome. It's very difficult to overcome, but it can be overcome once we surrender, which is change our desire for the love of Krishna. Okay? So here, although Maya is false or temporary, the background of Maya is the supreme magician, the personality of Godhead, who is Maheshwara, the supreme controller. That is from the Swetsvatra Upanishad. Okay? And the another meaning of guna is rope. It is to be understood that the conditioned soul is tightly tied by the ropes of illusion. So we are tied with the rope of illusion. A man bound by the hands and feet cannot free himself. He must be helped by a person who is unbound. And because the bound cannot help the bound, the rescuer must be a liberated person. What does it mean? What did Prabhupada just said?
Already a blind person cannot help another blind person. Similarly,
Yeah. So Sridhar cannot untie the rope of, he cannot untie my rope because he is also bound. I am also bound, right? Then what's going to happen? We have to go to Nitin Prabhu. Yeah. So here he is telling that in that case we only go to Lord Krishna or his bona fide representative. So Guru. So Prabhupada, so because we are reading the book from Prabhupada, he is the pure soul. So through this knowledge, we can get ourselves unbound. And when we do the practice, we'll become completely unbound. Okay? So this is the beauty of Prabhupada purport. So it's really very important that we read this purport. Okay, that will give you the wonderful understanding. And the word Mam Eva also significant. Mam means unto Krishna, Vishnu only, and not Brahma or Shiva. Although Brahma and Shiva are greatly elevated and are almost on the level of Vishnu, it is not possible for such incarnation of Rajogun and Tamogun to release the conditioned soul from the clutches of Maya. In other words, both Brahma and Shiva are also under the influence of Maya. Only Vishnu is the master of Maya. Therefore, he alone can give release to the conditioned soul. The Vedas, again Swastvatra Upanishad, confirm this in this phrase, Tam eva viditva, or freedom is possible only by understanding Krishna. Even Lord Shiva affirms that liberation can be achieved only by the mercy of Vishnu. Lord Shiva says, Mukti Pṛthā Sarvesham Vishnur Evana Samsaya. There is no doubt that Vishnu is the deliverer of liberation for everyone. Okay, so some of the doubts about Shiv Tattva or Brahma, all those things were addressed here. So any question before we end the class? Sorry, we went a little long, but I just wanted to make progress and make sure that we cover some new verses today. Making sense? Okay, online, let's see who all are remaining. I know we went a little late. Okay, Himali Mataji, how was it today? You joined for the first time. Was it the subject matter was making sense to you?
Oh, yes, yes. I think it was great. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, okay, good. Feel free to participate as much as possible. And Nupur Mataji, did it make sense?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, yeah Prabhuji.
ठीक है Mataji. All right. Thank you.
Before you end the call, I mean,
Oh, before we end the call, there is something Prabhu is telling us.
no. All I'm saying is like the new Human Mataji, she has probably is not part of the thing, and she didn't get the invite from.
Okay. Very good. Thank you, Sridhar Prabhu. So Himali Mataji, next week we are doing the in-person class at Pragya Mataji's house. Do you have the access to car? Do you drive or do you have somebody who drives you?
No, but I can check where the address is, and if it is possible to come by bus, I can come. Yeah.
Where do you live exactly in Redmond?
I live in Bellevue Meadows apartment. So it is on 148th Avenue.
Okay, so Shiva Prabhu can pick you up. He lives in, yeah, so are you added in the WhatsApp group?
No. But I can share my WhatsApp number in the chat, so maybe you can add.
Okay, you can share here. We will add you. And you said that my wife connected you, right? She shared, so probably she has your contact, right?
Nupur Mataji connected me.
Oh,
Yeah.
Nupur Gaur Mataji. Okay. There are two Nupur. Sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
Prabhuji,
Okay.
actually, we go to Bothel for Friday Kirtan daily. So if it's okay, then I can also bring her to Pragya Mataji and for regular classes.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, if you already, so why don't, so Himali Mataji, you just work with Nupur Nupur Mataji, if that works out, that will be best because you already know each other. And if you need the ride, you can let Shiva Prabhu know. I will add you into the
Okay.
I will add you into the WhatsApp group. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. So Shiva Prabhuji stays near my apartment, is it?
Yeah, I live in 61 Mataji, so like in Delhi only, so I can
Oh,
drive.
okay. Thank you so much. Okay.
Yeah.
Hare
So
Krishna.
yeah,
Thank
you
you.
can always coordinate with him. Like in case he's coming, he comes. He does come for the in-person class also. Sometimes he's online. Sometimes he comes also. So whenever he's coming, you can always coordinate. And if you'd like to come, you can come with him. And then
Okay.
he goes to temple also. You can coordinate. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Hare
Thank you.
Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Stop the recording.
Will it be 12 to 2:30 probably then?
Yes, Mataji.